Don't link is Wang. Welcome to the show. It's doing well because I'm having a wonderful day. So sorry about this. We had this is part 2 of our review of Overlord. I'm so sorry we had a what should we call it? The phone was too hot. I just saw downstairs. She literally put her computer on the other side. So continuing because I have 20% batteries, we should be okay. At least doing season 1, which I'll be happy about. So with the season 1, what is kind of cool, where we were, the team, okay, cool. So the team that we meet doesn't really matter. However, it can serve a couple purposes. The first purposes it can serve is the fact that maybe he's lonely, maybe he missed being in a party, maybe he missed being with other people. The purpose that it can serve is how unjust this world is. So, for example, if Lord Isengol in your mind is a villain, then this could be one of the things that turns into a villain. Losing his party member. That's pretty much it. Then Moment has a special request, which is weird. We meet some of the first villain. So these two are the biggest villains of season 1, which is kind of cool because season 1 is very different. It's literally like, hey, there's a villain and they're kind of your level. We also established that there's items that are serving purposes. So for example, we have this crown, right, who makes the user insane. But if you can wield it, it's a really powerful magical item. So this is, again, if you're playing the game, this is a kind of like a curse item, but still an item, which is kind of cool. We have the party member, they're going to the forest. Now also what is really cool here is... fuck the mosquito. What is really cool here is, see that you have a silver rank, and Momont is bronze rank. So it's already establishing a order. We got Momont, we got the party, which are joking, talk about a villain, which is kind of like a chimera. The chimera could be really cool because it's something that everybody knows, it's something that's really interesting, but at the same time, it could be like a fearful foe. The first season shows how strong he is, but also how ruthless the world is. He's strong enough to take on a chimera. So we have more of Albedo and Demiurge, which are possibly the two most popular Guardian, I guess. More of the story. Really, it's nice because you're seeing how the world is, but it's pretty meaningless. There's a lot of mistake when it comes to the continuity. So for example, he's gonna care about something, but then he don't care about something. He's gonna have a friend, but then he don't have that friend. This castle is super important, and he's super strong, but you defeated him in a couple minutes. It doesn't make a lot of sense. So now we're fighting against Ogre, and this serves as two purposes. We're seeing this is kind of like a meaningless fight, but also meaningful because you're seeing how well the party does together, but you also see the strength of Momont, and it's completely out of their league. So the first thing you see is like, okay, well, they work well together, which establishes the fact that they've been working together for a while. But then you realize that Momont is an other league, so it's like, okay, well, I don't really need you guys, which I kind of appreciate. I kind of like, not in the sense of this is truly something that's phenomenal, but in the sense of this is good storytelling. Like, you want to know what your party members like. At the same time, like, there's 12 guardians. Establish each of their strength and how they're fighting. Right? So we fight against the ogre, which is pretty cool. They're low level, and that is pretty much it. We get to know where they're named from. It's establishing the party members as people that we care about. It's establishing people as they're red caps. So red caps are what? Red caps are extra, but they're still extra that matters. Okay. But then he has a story. We hear about the adventure that saved his life, which he didn't really save his life because Momont would have fucked him up. And that's pretty much it. So we hear the first of the Adamantium class and make him trust which are the strongest. But also, it's super important because we have the reality of why he hired Momont. It's like you're cheaper than Adamantid and you're as strong as Adamantite. This is why I needed you. We have more of the villain, and the villain this time is really cool because the main so her being the main villain, she has this item and she knows that somebody can use it. The potion maker has a talent where he can use every single item. She's like, okay, well, let's get him. And then she's looking for him. So on one side, we got moments getting closer to the people, but then you got somebody that's trying to kill those people. So it's actually quite cool. I'm getting destroyed by mosquito. We have the villain, their motivation, how they don't trust each other. It's not super interesting. So then we finally have the fight with the beasts. We have the fight with the beast, which is kind of cool. And then there's even some of my favorite moments. So we meet a she's super strong. She's a summoner. So you know that, and it's establishing something that's kind of cool. So for example, we got her, right? And we know he saved her. So now we see the village, and this village is quite unique because there's people that are there, but it's also goblins that are there. So they're cohabiting together, which is very rare in an anime. First of all, second of all, it's just a good time because the characters that we care about, like the guy with the long hair, the one we want to save, right? He said that he's in love with this girl. Like, kind of important. We're seeing how the village is being trained, which is super, super cool. Now, the thing that we don't know is if it gave 2 horns, which can summon goblin. We don't know if the goblins were natural or summoned. If they're summoned, they're serving a purpose. If they weren't summoned, they're not serving a purpose. So Mont's like, yo, I'm gonna help you get the girl, which is actually pretty sweet. Because again, it's a guy that cares about his party member, even though they're NPCs. We have the meeting with the Chimera, which is super cool because the Chimera ends up being a specific race that is in the game. So it's like, okay, well, this is in the game, there was this race, right? And then we meet it, and you just recruit it. So the cool thing here is the first lie. He tells like, hey, I defeated the foe, but he didn't defeat it. He just wanted to recruit it. So this is how much he cares about his team and how important it is. It is the first instance of a choice between Lord Momont and Isengol. So Lord Momont would have killed the beast. Isengol would have used the beast to make himself stronger. He used the beast to make himself stronger. However, this is also cool because later on, him taking away this beast from the forest made a lot of animals that were supposed to be prey and afraid. It changed the ecosystem. So this is the first action that he does that really have consequences, which is cool in an anime. So he fights it, but he doesn't really fight it, which is super cool. He says, hey, in my world there's a lot of you guys, and that is pretty much it. That is pretty much, oopsies. Yeah. That is pretty much it. It's not super interesting, but again, we're first season, so then we're seeing that the mission is successful, and this is how it ends. Sadly, I'm gonna have to leave. I can do one more because I'm at 10%. We have the villain finally find the places and like, yo, I need to kill you or I need to kidnap you. So then the whole team are like, we need to protect the guy with the long hair. We'll protect you, flee. It's also kind of cool because it establishes her as being the villain, but also doing villainous act. She directly is enemy because she kills somebody. And then she says, okay, well, guess what? This guy's in danger. Now this is the first time that he's gonna do something that's truly villainous. What he does that's truly villainous is that he's it's like, I'm gonna help your grandson. You're gonna have to give me everything that you want, everything that you have. And then the consequences are really big. She's like, oh, you're a fucking monster, I hate you. Get out of my store. This is the first action that he does. But it's kind of weird. Because at the first time you're like, okay, well, Moments he wants to help people. He really wants to help people. He's a good kind. But then he does something villainous, like I'm gonna take everything that you home for reward. And at the same time, it's kind of good because we like the main character, but it's kind of like an action that it serves a purpose, but it makes you question the intention of the character. When you question the intention of the character, it's not great. That's pretty much it. So, really, really piss him off. However, in the item that he gets a world map, which is kind of super important because the DVD needed it. However, the grandma, she's like, fuck you, you're an asshole, you know? So, that's pretty much it. But I then go fighting against the army of the undead. So again, you guys remember that there was two villains. The one with the one that kidnapped the kid, who has a lot of physical strength, and the old man that has magical power. So this is the really first fight with Isengol. We have, it's really cool because we have a follower, and then we have the new follower, then we have a guardian, and it's like, okay, well, are we helping you? Now, what is really cool here is we'll see Nabe, which is one of the guardian, fight with Momont. So we're seeing there's a cult, right? And then Momont gonna fight against the girl that has physical prowess. Again, if you guys remember, she stole as a trophy their adventure tag, and Momont he used a spell to localize the item. That's how he finds them. So this is really well written. Nabe fights a undead dragon, which is kind of cruel because it's summoned, and Momont's like, he's fighting this girl. Now it sucks because Momont is way stronger than this girl, and the dragon is kind of strong. Like it serves a couple purposes. It's actually really well made. So yeah, so the episode 9 is the whole episode is a battle, and it's about showing up. Like for example, like we're seeing how strong Navi is. We're seeing that the main villain is able to summon a dragon. So there is some powerful being there. However, he wins, which kind of sucks because it's too easy. Moments asked the girl what's her aspiration, because it's kind of cool because she's the very first villain that she sees in this world. So it's like, okay, well, how does it work? What are you doing? Why are you doing what you're doing, right? What else? The battles are nice. It doesn't feel too overpowered. Overlord, a lot of it feels overpowered. So it's actually kind of weird. And you just crush her. Like, they don't really fight. He just crushes her. And she's a villain, so you don't really care. There's more fight with the dragon than with her. In one episode, we beat up both. They were using the kid as to get the crown. Moment saved the kid, which holds them a depth of life. That is pretty much it. So not super interesting, but let's say that's not bad. And there you go. For now, this is it. I don't think I'm gonna have the time to finish it tonight. That sucks. Because we're leaving tomorrow. I'm gonna have to go in. Phone is battery is low. So love you guys, take it easy. Peace.